Alright, welcome to Amateur Hour. So, this is my first TBR. I have to think about it. Oh my gosh. This is my first TBR video for my channel, and I have so many books. That's not all of them. I don't know if I can lift this other stick. So many books to talk about, and I'm so excited. But again, I have never done one of these videos. Obviously, I've only done beauty, so this is the first video, and I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous. So, fingers crossed, I can actually do this pretty well. So, if you have not already, I hope you'll subscribe. I'm now a new channel for books, but also I'm still doing beauty, project pans, TBRs, wish lists, book hauls, so books and beauty. That's what we're covering now. I know, maybe one day if this channel ever explodes, I'll probably have to pick one or the other, but I'm really excited to do both. I love reading, I love beauty, why not? So, click that subscribe button if you want to stick around, and let's get into it. Now, I have a lot of books on my TBR, and I don't think I'll get through all of them, but I'm hoping that maybe we can possibly get through at least half of these. I'm in the middle of a few series. I'm in I have joined a book club, so I have a book club book, and I've got my book of the month books, and so yeah, there's a lot of books here, a lot of things I want to get through, so let's just jump into it. For my book club book, I'm in a middle grade book club that is hosted by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. I'll post a link down below. He's fantastic. He's one of the reasons I got into book YouTube and now want to do book YouTube. And so, here we are. So, for this month's book club choice, we have The House at the Edge of Magic. And I don't actually know what this is about. I just purchased it. It showed up in the mail yesterday, and I'm pretty excited. Anytime there's a book club book, you know, I'm just gonna read it. So, 9 is an orphan pickpocket with nothing to her name, but when she plucks a beautiful ornament from someone's purse, she's sure her luck is about to change. Instead, her treasure grows into an enormous house full of magic, mystery, and ridiculous residents. But this enchanted place is under a terrible curse that only 9 can break, and she might be willing to help for something in return. It sounds so good, and our last book club book was The Hat Makers, and it was just so whimsical and fun that I'm really excited to read the next book. I'm really into middle grade this year. I used to only be into YA, and now I'm suddenly into middle grade. But I think most of my books are either adult or middle grade this month, which is crazy. So, first book of the month. I will be finishing this one for sure. Then let's talk about some books that I'm in the middle of and have been in the middle of since probably December that I just need to finish or DNF. And if you are new to book community, DNF just means did not finish and you just DNF it and move on with your life. But I'm one of those psycho people who when I start a book, I cannot leave a book. I can't let it down. So I have to finish these books. I started them, I must finish them. So the first one, because I'm not very far in this one, I bought it in December, said I was reading it on Goodreads, which I'll link my Goodreads down below in case you want to follow me. I love stalking other people's Goodreads, finding out how many books they've already read. Then it gives me anxiety, like, oh my gosh, I haven't read enough books. How do I fix this? And I just like to see what people are reading, so it inspires me. So, I marked this book as currently reading back probably at the end of December. That's when I picked it up from Barnes & Noble on a recommendation from another booktuber. And then I started it, and it was kind of confusing. So it just keeps sitting in my pile, and I've started many other books before actually going back to this, but I would actually like to finish this. So the book is Pure Nasty by Susanna Clark. And the back of the book doesn't really tell you much, but it is about Piranesi, and he lives in this house that is more like a world, and he's exploring the world and logging all of this stuff. And there's another character called The Other who is also logging, and they have weekly meetings, and the book is kind of just trying to figure out what the world is and where they are and why they're there. And so that is so far what this is about. Again, the back of the cover doesn't tell you much. You look it up on Goodreads, it doesn't tell you much. I will have to figure out. Makeup and books are much different to hold in a screen. So I'll have to figure out how to hold these books up correctly. So yeah, hopefully I will get further than the, I think 30 pages, 31 pages I have gotten through this book so far, and I am hoping to actually get further than that soon. So this is on February's, hopefully, TBR, but if I don't finish it, it'll just keep moving along. I'm not abandoning this book. Everybody says it's great. I must read this book. Okay, another one that actually Gavin said he was reading for Christmas, and I want to know where he's at with this book because I'm struggling. So this is the Toy Makers Apprentice, and this is obviously a retelling of the Nutcracker. You can see by the mice and the clock and everything else. So this is a retelling of the Nutcracker, and it has been so long I don't even know the character's name. Stefan Drosselmeyer is the nephew of, okay, disclaimer. I'm so embarrassed to say this. I have never read or seen the full Nutcracker story, so I don't actually know what the original is about. Like, I remember sitting through bits and pieces of it, but I've never fully seen the story before. So I don't know what the original Nutcracker is about. You know, I'm embarrassed. So I thought maybe this would be fun because I know nothing about it, but I think that a big part of this book is that you actually need to know the story to appreciate the characters, because Stefan's godfather or uncle, no, it's his uncle. His uncle comes, and I guess he was probably the main focus. No, it was about a girl. This video is going to be a mess to edit. Anyways, I don't know what the original story was, so I don't know how this ties in, but this is a boy named Stefan, and about a boy named Stefan, and his father is abducted by the rats, and the rat queen is trying to take over the human race, and Stefan must find his father and figure out how to stop the rats. That's how far I've gotten. I'm 50% of the way done. See, look, so much. 213 out of like 400 something. And I thought this was just going to be a cozy winter read. It was going to be fun. And again, whimsical. That's how I feel about middle grades. And so far this is dragging. I don't know what middle grade child is finishing this book, but this adult child cannot get through this book. So, yeah. I'm 50% of the way in. I'm not going to give up on it now. I am going to finish this book. It probably will get a very low rating from me, but I am determined to finish this. I think I'm going to scoot. Okay, so I'm going to scoot here and then put the books here. So sorry that I have changed positions. So moving on. So the next book I will be reading this month, and it is because I am currently in the middle of rereading the first book, is A Court of Wings in Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Many of you have probably, if you have been on TikTok, no, it's Book Talk. If you've been on Book Talk, if you have been on BookTube, if you know anything about books in the last 5 years, you've probably heard of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I am doing a reread because I have not read A Court of Silver Flames. One moment. I have not read this bad boy that I just recently purchased. Look how big this book is. Intimidating. So I want to read this, but I decided in my psychotic heart that I wanted to reread the entire series of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So that's what I'm doing. I am halfway through the first one right now. It is the 31st, so I'll probably still be reading it tomorrow, depending on how much I get done after I edit this video. But, I will probably be reading this because I love this series and I'm so excited to get to the second book because everybody knows who's read it. Second book is where it gets good, okay? First book's just setting up the world building, but this second book, man, it's when it gets so good. And, okay, I know people say this book is spicy, but I don't know if these books are that spicy, guys. I don't understand TikTok's spicy obsession. I didn't remember there being any sex in this book. It's been a while since I've read it, okay? That's why I'm doing a reread. Don't come for me. Okay. Then, and this is the last book in a series, because I am in the middle of a couple series. So, December, I finished From Blood and Ash. So, I'm hoping maybe I will pick up Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, but I have a few other challenges I'm doing this month. I've got some rating challenges that I'm doing for the first time ever. Very excited. I might vlog them. I don't want to promise that, because who knows? I've never done a vlog. What if it's terrible? But, hey, this is the year of experimenting. We're just seeing what happens this year, okay? I'm excited. Let's just be excited together and see how terribly a hot mess this all turns out to be. But hopefully, the book part won't be a mess. Anyways, so, this thing is really heavy to hold up. My attention span is nowhere today. So, yes. If you read From Blood and Ash, I don't want to give too much information about this because, like, there's a huge cliffhanger at the end of book 1 that kind of intrigued me, but obviously didn't intrigue me enough to pick up this book in January. But I am hoping to actually get through some of the series in February. But again, it is the shortest month, and I have the biggest stack of books I've ever seen on my TBR. Okay, those are all the things I'm in the middle of, whether it be series or an actual book that I'm in the middle of. So now, if you see the door moving, my cats are going crazy. So, those are all the series I'm in the middle of. Those are all the books I'm in the middle of. Hopefully, I will get through those. So, in February, I need to pull up this information. I'm new to book 2. Okay, I don't remember everybody's names. And I just started following her because of this reading challenge. So in February, there is a challenge called Polarathon that JD Ray Reads puts on every year. I think she said this is her 5th year. So, what it entails is there's like a spreadsheet or like a little graphic that you put all your little books on, and you're supposed to read different polar-ish prompts. I'll link the video down below so she explains it. But so you can double dip. So I only have 3 books for that week, which is huge because so far I've only gotten through 2 books a week. So again, this TBR is a little large for me. But I'm being ambitious and we're hopefully getting through them. So the first one is an adventure. So for my adventure book for Polarathon, I'm going to read Frostheart. Can you tell I watch Gavin's channel a lot? Yeah, like half of the middle grade books I read are because Gavin recommended them. So he loves Frostheart, and I was like, you know what? Well, I bought all the books in December after watching his channel and how much he loved it. So I decided, you know what? I know it's a big old book for a week that I have to read 3 books, but I'm going to attempt it. Pardon if I look at my phone. I would like to give you an accurate description of what this book is about without just reading the back, especially because the back doesn't really tell you a lot. So that was a waste of time because now Goodreads will not load for me. But Frostheart, it says, far out in the coldest part of monster-infested Snow Sea, Ash waits for his missing parents, with only his grumpy Yeti guardian for company. But when an accident reveals that Ash has amazing magical powers, he's whisked aboard the Frostheart, an explorer sleigh with a daring crew who needs his help. Can they help Ash master his new powers and find his family? Oh, he has a Yeti guardian? This is gonna be the cutest book. I'm so excited. So excited. So he's going to save the day. It's going to be great. Then, here we go. Books I actually understand. Or know what they're about. Not understand. So then for Polarathon, I also decided to read. So for Cold Word and Foiled Cover, I decided to read Artemis Fowl and the Arctic Incident. But because I failed January's TBR, Artemis Fowl is also on my TBR this month. So hopefully, before the end of this week, I will have finished Artemis Fowl. And Artemis Fowl is about a very wealthy little boy who is taken care of by his butler, and he is trying to prove to the world that fairies exist. And then he eventually captures a fairy named Holly, who is in a special department. I haven't read this book in a while, but she's in a special department where they try to stop people from finding out about fairies. So it is Artemis and Holly's adventure. I love Holly. She was one of my favorite characters as a kid. I loved these books, but I never finished the series. So the desire for this is that I start and finish Artemis Fowl this year. So by the end of this week, this is the first week of February, I will hopefully have this finished. So then for Polarathon, I can actually read the second book, which is Artemis Fowl and the Arctic Incident, which is a further adventure with Artemis and Holly. I won't give away any spoilers, but I love this series so much. If you have not read Artemis Fowl, I highly recommend it. It's such a good friendship book. It's a great dysfunctional family book, and I just really like these kind of unredeemable characters become redeemable and all that jazz. So I'm excited for this one. Then finally, I do not have this in a physical book, so I'm just going to pop a picture right here. I'm also reading for a polar fantasy. The last prompt is a polar fantasy. I'm going to read Echo North. And all I know about Echo North is that it's about fairies, and because I'm in the middle of a ACOTAR nostalgia, I'm really hoping it's a fairy romance that's not smut. So I have nothing against smut, by the way. I'm just one of those, I've always stuck to YA because I'm like, I want less sex and more plot. So I'm starting to get into the smut, not smut books, but like spicy books this year. I am going to attempt some spicy books this year, but right now I'm not in that place. It's February. I want to read some romance, but we're not there yet, especially with this TBR. Also, okay, so moving on. Let's move on because this video is probably way too long already. So then, it is also Black History Month. So I, of course, had to support Black authors, Black stories. I was kind of disappointed that, the Bookish Box. The Bookish Box is coming out with a book this month, and it is not an African-American author, and I thought, that was an interesting choice. But I also have not received my first Bookish Box, so I don't even know if this subscription is worth it. But when I get it, I will be doing an unboxing and reading it. I've signed up for a few book subscription boxes, and I'm really excited to get them, review them, and then also compare them and tell you which one is the bang for your buck, because I don't think everybody needs to be subscribed to 3 different book boxes like I am. And I'm only not on Fairy Loot because they have a giant wait list. But if I could have gotten onto Fairy Loot, I would have gotten that one too. So, here we go. My first book, and I already owned this for a while, Barnes & Noble, obviously. That's where I like to buy my books. I used to work at Barnes & Noble, so that's why I still like to support them. But I do support local. Make sure to support your local businesses. So, this is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This is about See Me. I know I have to look in the cover and cheat. One day I will be a perfect book YouTuber and I will not have to cheat. If anybody can tell me how you guys do that, that'd be great. What are your secrets? So, See Me is a mermaid collecting the souls of those who die at sea and blessing their journeys back home. When a living boy is thrown overboard, she saves his life, and then she's gonna get punished for it. Let's see, to protect the other Mami Wata, which is the type of mermaid she is, she must journey to the Supreme Creator to make amends. But all is not it seems. There's the boy she rescued who knows more than he should, and something is shadowing Simi, something that would rather see her fail. Ooh. Adventure. Again, I bought it because it was a beautiful cover. I'm trying to support... Sorry, I almost dropped the book. Trying to support Black authors, and especially during Black History Month. Every month is Black History Month. But, you know, it's February. It's officially Black History Month. You have to. You just have to read a Black author. Okay? So, this is my first one. Then my second one, which was on my January TBR. This and the next book. I know, I only have 2 books for Black History Month, but that's because I've got a lot of themes going this month. But anyways, so this book was on my list last month's TBR. But my Book of the Month box got lost. Showed up on, I think, last Friday. So I was just like, cool, I will read this for Black History Month. And that is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. And this was my Book of the Month last month. I am not big enough on any social platform to be sponsored by Book of the Month, so I clearly pay my subscription. I chose this book because I get 1 book, okay? So nobody come for me and think, oh, they gave her that book for free. No, I bought this. I bought this with my hard-earned dollars. I had to check on my cat. Okay. So, Black Cake is about 2 brothers who lose their mother, and she gives them this odd inheritance. I know. Look, I can actually be a real YouTuber because I remember what this one was about because I was actually excited. Not that I wasn't excited about the other books. I've just read the synopsis of this and was really looking forward to it arriving instead of... You get what I'm saying. So, it's about these 2 brothers. Their mother passes away, and she leaves them with this odd inheritance, which is the black cake recipe. A traditional Caribbean black cake made from a family recipe with a long history and a voice recording. And Eleanor, the mother, tells her tale of her youth, where she escaped her island home under suspicion of murder. And then it's about the brothers reconnecting over their mother's over their loss and losing their mother, and this cake and her background. So I was really looking forward to this. I love stories about people's families. I don't know why. I'm really close to my family. I like other people's families. I just like to read about families a lot. So this was really exciting for me. I really can't wait to read this, and I'm hoping it's good. Then my add-on book, and this is because I decided, you know, I need another romance in my life for Valentine's Day, so I'm hoping to read this the week of Valentine's Day. I mean, hopefully my husband and I will actually do something, and I won't just be sitting here reading, not because of him, because of me, because I've been really neglecting him because of reading lately. I really love to read now. I have not had the free time in years to just sit down and read a book, and I finally have it with my new job and no school. I am in school. Actually, that's why last week there weren't videos. I'm taking another college class, but it is almost finished. So after that, I'm done with school for a while. Hopefully. We'll see. So the next book is The Love Hypothesis, and that's just because I have heard so many great things about this. I have no idea what this book's about. I didn't read the synopsis. I saw that everybody on Book of the Month is giving it a good rating. I saw a bunch of people on Instagram say this was their favorite book of 2021. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to read this book. And then, you know, Valentine's Day, perfect time. So, when a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. I forgot the last word of the sentence. So, Olive doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into this situation. Jedi mind tricks, scientists require proof. So, like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known ass. Which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to help her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. And you know they're gonna fall in love and it's gonna be great. It seems like your typical comfy romance, and I'm still in that cozy wintry mood and just, I don't know. Valentine's Day, everything makes me just want to read a cheesy, probably cliche romance, so I'm excited to read this and give you all my thoughts at the end of the month. This stack is getting bigger and bigger. I'm worried it's going to break the laptop that I have all these books out under. That's okay. Okay. And then my last book, which is also because of February and themes, is When You Trap a Tiger. And if you are unfamiliar, excuse me, in some, not all, Asian cultures, some Asian cultures celebrate Lunar New Year on the 1st of the year, and some Asian cultures celebrate it on February 1st, depending. So I know Korea and China celebrate on February 1st. I know Vietnam celebrates on January 1st, and that's about as far as I've got. Oh, and Japan celebrates on the 1st, I believe. I'm pretty sure Japan celebrates on January 1st. So, anyways, because of Lunar New Year and how much I love Korea and everything else, I decided I would read When You Trap a Tiger by Tay Keller. It is about when Lily and her family move in with her sick grandmother, a magical tiger straight out of her Halmoni's Korean folk tales arrives, prompting Lily to unravel a secret family history. Long, long ago, Halmoni, I'm going to be able to say this one day. May I just say that my Korean is not very good. Not at all. Stole something from the tigers. Now they want it back. And when one of the tigers approaches Lily with a deal, return what her grandmother stole in exchange for Halmoni's help, Lily is tempted to agree. But deals with tigers are never what they seem. So, I bought this. It was before the New Year. I was at Changing Hands, local bookstore. So I was at Changing Hands and I decided, you know what? I have heard such good things about this book. I want to read it. And of course it's on my cart of I have a cart right next to me of all the books that I have recently purchased and need to read. And I think when I counted in January, there were about 37 books on that cart. So I'm just trying to whittle that down. But of course, because it is Lunar New Year, I thought a tiger story and based on a Korean folklore was perfect for Lunar New Year because it is the year of the tiger. So, this is my final book on my TBR. Okay. So that was a lot. I know. I'm probably not going to get through all these books. Probably not. Do I want to? Yes. Do I think it's possible? Probably not. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11, and I usually read 2 a week. I'll probably get through 9. I'm going to say my goal is 9. 9 of these books should be finished. So definitely 12. Forgot this one. Just gonna put that on the stack. So we have 12 books I want to read next month, and I will probably get through 9 of them. So I will definitely get through my book club book, because I am a psycho and just love to reread things. I will probably get through Wings and Ruin and the 2 Artemis Fowl books. I'm hoping to get through Frostheart and When You Trap a Tiger and Black Cake. And it's gonna see, this is gonna be a problem. Probably the 2 books that I brought into this month, because I haven't finished them, probably will be very down on that list. Because I have themes, I have wants and desires for this month, and I just don't see them fitting into those desires. But we'll see. We'll see. So, I will update you at the end of the month of what we get through, how I felt about them. And again, I hope you'll stick around. I know this was rough, but you just get better with time, right? Practice, practice, practice. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.